Pick Profits NFL Week 3. I'm your host, Akil Williams, with my guy, my brother, my co-host, Theo Dorsey, the host of the hit radio show right now, ESPN West Palm Beach. You can hear wherever. Theoretically speaking, we
Sir.
are back for another week of NFL, and man, it's been a ride the first couple of weeks, we could say.
Yeah, man, we had a couple of pushes in both weeks. I cannot believe Bills Jets went right at 40. I think that's disrespectful of the NFL. I'm gonna send a note to Roger Goodell, tell him stop cooking the books, stop trying to short the pick profits, man, because we've been having people on lock so far, but it's these little near misses and these pushes that's been getting us.
Man, it's one of the things we gonna get into it. But first, appreciate everybody that's listening so far. The first couple of weeks, we appreciate y'all a lot. Listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube, and our links to our social media handles will be in the description below. But then we spoke about those pushes. We spoke about the lines barely hitting. First couple of weeks, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned so far?
Number one, that Rams defense and that Packers defense better than anticipated. The Packers might be the best D in the league, and I'm glad that we were on them early last week. I wonder if the number will be still condensed enough in the coming weeks. We're not picking the Packers game this time around, but I just wonder how that line continues to grow as people start to find out like how valuable that defense is to go along with a high-powered offense. Like they feel like the most complete team in the league. And the Chiefs keep on coming up short. Well, like I think the run game of the Chiefs, that's going to be the number one thing they got to fix if they want to start winning games and then also winning games by a decisive margin.
I'm not trying to be a homer, and I know we're going to talk about this team later on, but I'm kind of concerned for these Texans.
Yeah. No. There's good reason. We're going to get to that game.
Yeah, we're going to get to that game. But we got 6 games for you. Of course, we got Theo's prize plays, prize picks coming up. But the first game we have on the slate, honestly, truthfully, as crazy as this sounds with the Bengals and Vikings with 2 backup quarterbacks, this season can go 2 ways. Vikings are at home. The line is 2.5 for the Vikings. Over and under is 41.5. Kickoff is at 1 Eastern. And this game can go 2 ways with 2 backup quarterbacks with Carson Wentz and Jake Browning. This game could be very bad, or this could be one of the most exciting games on the slate. Because the first thing that's sticking out to me on this game is that line with 41.5.
Man, that's tasty. Too tasty.
In the dome, with still these offenses can put up points. You know, you have Carson Wentz, who's a backup now, not a starter, but in the Kevin O'Connell system, I mean, he can. I'm gonna be shocked if he goes for 225, 230, maybe. You have Jordan Mason, Jake Browning, who's been in that system with the Bengals his whole career. I mean, I don't understand why he couldn't go for 200, maybe, and put some points on the board. I'm going for the over on this one. I don't see this being under because the last 2 weeks we've seen some games that are supposed to go under. They went over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll with the over on this one. I'm rolling with over 41.5.
This is the thing. If that Vikings defense is an attacking defense, I'm with you on this over. I cannot for the life of me decide who I think is going to have a better Sunday between Carson Wentz and Jake Browning. Like Jake Browning was he won more games than he lost in 2023 when he filled in for Joe Burrow. Jake Browning saved the Bengals the game when Joe Burrow went out. He almost looked better, and he's super comfortable to do this. He doesn't consider himself a backup. He thinks if you ask Jake Browning behind closed doors, he's likely looking at Sunday as an opportunity and the rest of this year as an opportunity to prove himself as a future starter in this league, hopefully somewhere else. And then you got Carson Wentz, who was an MVP frontrunner at one point in his career before going down en route to a Super Bowl win with your Eagles. Like I want to lean Kevin O'Connell and say that we've seen him do it before with backup quarterbacks, but I think I'm with you. I think both offenses don't really miss a step, dog. JJ McCarthy, like what the hell was JJ doing anyways for the over-under, which was at 47 or something, to go all the way down to 41 when we finally realized it's Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning. Was JJ McCarthy a net plus for this Vikings offense? Like, I didn't see it. Give me the over as well. Hell, give me the points. Like, give me both teams to put up 25 plus points. The Bengals defense sucks. The Vikings defense takes risks. I think if there's any angle on this that I might take in some kind of, like, I know how we like to sometimes tease things down or powder a little sugar on top of the line and make it even wider spread. If there's any angle I can see on this, is either the over to hit or the Vikings to blow the Bengals out because they've got a better run game. They've got a better defensive coordinator and better defensive unit in general. And then also they got Jake Browning, who threw 3 picks in 3 quarters. So, like, it's a chance the Vikings blow out the Bengals, but I'll just take the over because I like the points here.
And that's the thing with this offense, because JJ's playing this game, the over and under will be higher.
That's crazy.
And you're telling me
bad.
Carson Wentz, you told him there's that big of a difference. I didn't see it. With JJ, everybody got enamored when they seen the second half against the Bears when they collapsed at home and people got fooled. And it seemed like with this offense, it seemed like it wasn't, he's not ready yet.
Yeah.
And that's okay. He's technically a rookie. He didn't play all last year.
Do you think it's a phantom injury? Do you think that this is Kevin O'Connell saving J.J. McCarthy from himself? I know that it's a chance he has a tweaked ankle. I know it's likely he might be a little banged up. Do you think that if he was playing well, he'd be playing on Sunday?
Oh, for sure. For sure. If he was like Daniel Jones level right now, he's playing through that injury.
Me too.
But I think it could be something where Kevin O'Connell sees like, oh, I don't think he's there yet. Because the offense can go. You telling me TJ Hockenson, I understand that everybody's talking about that one route.
He looked cooked.
But with a player like Carson Wentz, I think this could be a game where he can go off. And then here's another thing. You don't think Chase and Jefferson want to go at it and prove to one another who's the better receiver in the league?
And that, again, another reason to go with the over and not try to pick a side on this one.
This is the obvious pick for me. Like, I can't pick a side. And I know you say you want to lean more towards the Vikings, maybe because they're at home, and then also the defense is what Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Man, give me the over. Just I'm not going to overthink it. This game could be 23-20 or 26-23.
And one thing of note before we move on, the Bengals offensive line, bad. The Vikings offensive line, banged up. So if that's the only thing that can kill us on the over, but hell, it might be a sack fumble 6. You know what I'm saying? It might turn into Carson Wentz trying to do too much and throwing a pick 6 or something. I see a lot of points being put up on Sunday out in Minneapolis, man. And I feel like I might see the opposite here in this next game.
Oh yeah, we got the Rams going on the road to Philly. We've seen this match in the playoffs. Eagles are 3.5 favorites. The over/under is 44.5. Kickoff is at 1 Eastern. And look, I understand the Rams defense. I get it. They've been playing very well. At this point, it's kind of hard to bet against the Eagles right now.
Man.
You know, and I get it. The first game they didn't cover. I think the rain delay stopped that, you know, put a halt to that a little bit. But at this point right now, I don't see a point to try to fade the Eagles and say they're not going to cover this 3.5. And I know the Rams have been looking good. And I know Hurts have not thrown a passing touchdown yet. But they've been winning.
Yeah.
They've been winning. And people try to say about, you know, their secondary, their defense took a step back. I'm like, look, come on, man. It's only the first couple of weeks in the NFL. It's only the first couple of weeks. I mean, the Falcons' defense look better than the Eagles right now. So
Sean McVay being banged up, is that what gives you more confidence? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Sean McVay hurt right now. I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm not trying to be biased, but at the same time, if somebody say they want to take the Rams to cover by 3 points, because look, if you take away the game last year, the Rams had them until Saquon broke out and went for the go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, in Philly in the snow, a West Coast team.
Yeah.
So
in that
right
game,
now, currently, it's kind of hard to go against the Eagles.
That game 28-22, that would have went over right here. I'm tempted to go that way again, but I don't want to be a coward. Sometimes picking the over-under is just you being a coward because you don't know what side is going to show up and play.
Right.
The Rams have more to play for. The Rams also, though, coming off back-to-back road games from LA, West Coast, East Coast. We're talking about a team that's now we're stacking up traveling. You got a bad back on your quarterback, and you got the Eagles pass rush, which it's not as good as it was last year, but they just went out and added who's that they got on the edge there? Zadarius Smith. Jalen Carter is back now with a full game under his belt. Jordan Davis has been playing more snaps this year. Like, the Eagles feel threatening, especially to a quarterback like Matt Stafford, he ain't got as much mobility as he once had. His wife, Kelly, out there podcasting somewhere like we are, might be giving away some of the trade secrets. And also, can they stop Saquon Barkley? Like, he might be still running from the last few times they played the Rams. He's gone over like 200, 250 against LA, which is kind of surprising considering how good that defensive line is. I think Barkley's been bottled up the past couple of weeks. Everybody's looking for the Eagles' pass game to finally catch some fire, catch some wind here. I think that this is the game where Saquon Barkley finally looks like not shades of what he looked like last year. At least hits the 100-yard rushing threshold. And I feel foolish. We're on the same side in back-to-back games here. But give me the Eagles to cover, man.
I mean, if you look at the Rams, and I don't want to be nitpicky and say, oh, look what they played. But here's the thing. Week 1 at home against Nick Caley, OC of the Texans now. Sean McVay knew what majority he was going to do, right?
Yeah.
And we see now the offense of the Texans is inconsistent. It's not there
bad.
yet.
Yeah.
O-line's bad. Everything is just a concern right now. You look at the Titans the next week. Rookie quarterback. So now you go against Philly.
Not ready. Titans just not ready yet, man.
Titans just not ready. So the Rams, this is now their first big test of the season. Whereas the Eagles, the Cowboys, high-powered offense, division game, Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. Now back at home against the Rams. This line, honestly.
Are we sure? Are we sure this ain't just an under game? Like, both defenses have been stout so far. Neither one of these offenses have really gone off except for when the Titans just kind of like let the foot off the gas and let the Rams have their way in the second. Like, you know what? I'm off the Eagles. I'm going with the under. You can have the Eagles 3.5.
Or if you want to spice it up, you can go Eagles 3.5 taking the under 24-20.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, when I hop on that app, it's gonna be a little. I'm gonna have some machinations going on. Especially when Sunday hits. You know how it gets. Like 15 minutes before kickoff, you start feeling antsy. You realize that parlay you had last week really put you in the green, and you're like, you know what? I feel like I should. I feel like $5 for this 3-pick with the profit boost of 30% can get me over the line here. I likely am going to do something like that in this game, but for my official pick, because I want to get back above 500 right now. I'm at 5-5-2. I want the under in this game. I see both defenses showing up to play. These two teams know each other well as well.
Okay, so you got the under. I'm going to just go Eagles, take the money line. Well, the spread.
We teased it. Now we're here.
Now we here. Next game, Texans on the road to Jacksonville in the AFC South matchup. Jags are this is basically a pick 'em, 1.5 point favorites. The over/under is again 44.5. Kickoff is at 1. Okay, let me just say this real quick. The Texans have bigger problems than we can imagine. They have a situation where this is very concerning for everybody.
Not just coordinator, the O-line. What are you most? Because you're in Houston. Like, you're an Eagles fan, but you're in Houston. You got the pulse of the nation out there with the Texans fans. Like, what are y'all most concerned with? Because it's all looked bad, including C.J. Stroud, who threw the ball right to Levante David on primetime television. The hell was that?
This go down a deeper rabbit hole. You got to look at front office decision making. Why take away just Laremy Tunsil? And just it's like you sweeping the floor in your house, but you're not cleaning the whole floor. You're cleaning one side of you, putting the other dirt to the other side now. So it's still dirt inside your room. I hope that made sense for people that's listening.
Like the Swiffer, but not the wet jet. Like when you're pushing dirt left to right, but it's still
exactly. You get rid of Larry, but you don't get rid of Tyus Heiner and just rebuild from scratch. And it's like you're being too cheap on the offense. And here's another thing: D'Amico Ryans, and I love D'Amico Ryans. Love D'Amico Ryans. This game right here against the Jaguars is one of his biggest games in his tenure as a head coach for the Texans.
That's crazy.
Because you cannot go 0-3.
He's coached 2 playoff games. This one might matter. You're thinking almost as much as those.
Because you cannot go 0-3 with this team. Look at what happened the last couple of years. Look what's happened in the last couple of years. It's like when you watch the game against Tampa Bay, lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. The offensive line just can't get the blame. This is not just him. CJ Stroud got to get blamed. I can't even fully blame the OC. He just got there. The OC just got there. I can't just sit there and be like, oh, man, Nick Caley's the reason. No, that's a cop-out. Everybody got to get blamed. Nick Cassera got to get blamed for being too cheap with the front office, with the O-line decision.
Oh, but at least he used his 2nd and 3rd round picks on guys that are producing for the Texans right now, right? Like those priority picks. At least that worked out.
Priority picks. What was the number 1 priority for the Texans this year?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. And what you do?
Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, who one of them is returning kicks and the other one is a part-time receiver. You could have one of them. I see getting Jaden Higgins. It's a delicious pick at number 33. You feel like he's like a great replacement for Nico Collins or a backup / a guy that can play the other side of the field. But why the hell are you going getting this number 2 from Iowa State? You picked 2 Big 12 wide receivers when you needed an offensive line.
From the same college.
And then you still go pick up Christian Kirk and Justin Watson
and Braxton Berrios.
How many receivers y'all need?
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Give me the Jags.
Oh my gosh.
Give me the Jags. I don't have faith in this Texans team, man. I really don't.
Yeah.
This is a bigger problem. And talk about the defense. They gave up a $170 against the Bucs. And what happened? The Bucs controlled the time of possession, 38-22. Come on, man. Jags just took a heartbreak loss to the Bengals, and now they at home.
And also, you got to remember, the Jags got jobbed in that one. That was not a DPI on Travis Hunter. The Jags also had Brian Thomas Jr., who last year was a Pro Bowler. And he out there ducking from contact like you and me. Like that, when I saw the videos and the replays of Brian Thomas Jr. letting the ball bounce off his hands, ducking away from safeties and whatnot, I'm like, yeah, he just like me for real, Kill. I don't blame the dude. I can't criticize him like everybody else is because I don't want to be hit neither, which is why I stopped playing football at an early age. But you know what I know is not good for an NFL wide receiver that's supposed to be catching balls from Trevor Lawrence, which sometimes are going to be lofted a little high over the middle, is you to be afraid of contact. I think that if Liam Cohen wants to actually instill some faith and confidence in this Jags offense, he's going to have to stop force feeding those targets to 12 and start looking at getting Brian Thomas Jr. some design touches early in this game to get his confidence back up. I think Trevor Lawrence has been better than what the numbers are proving. I think CJ Stroud has been worse than what his reputation delivers him. I like the Jaguars in this one too. We now have both been on the same side of 3 straight games, but sometimes when you're the pick prophets, like I can't be mad that my brother is inclined like I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what you want me to do? I ain't going against the brain here, dog. Give me the Jags.
Yeah, I got to take the Jags until the Texans show me something. And I want to ask you this question: with CJ Stroud, can you honestly say he's gotten better from his rookie year to now with anything?
But here, I would say it's an incomplete grade, but he's clearly not gotten better. He's not gotten better. He's I don't want to say he's regressed. I think that he now is trying to play a little hero ball as he's seeing some of the things that felt more fortified in his rookie season fall in front of his face. And he almost is a victim of his own success, bro. You know? Like he peaked a little too early and he started feeling himself and he started trying to be other rookies' OGs in his second year. Remember the dap up with Akil Williams where he's trying to
ain't been the same since.
And I really do think that it's a pride thing, it's an ego thing, but it's not just his fault. I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that the Texans have built poorly around him. Like they did an excellent job in year 1. And maybe it's a pride and ego thing all across the city, all across that organization. Too much praise after one season. Too much praise after a playoff win over Joe Flacco and the Browns, who practically Joe Flacco gave you that game. I like the Texans' future still. I like C.J. Stroud to figure it out, but like maybe that's part of the issue is Nick Caserio feeling himself a little too much, trying to find a second coming of Tank Dell since Tank keeps getting hurt, and then that offensive line not getting addressed is criminal based on the reason why the Texans weren't as good as they were last year. So
Yeah,
that's not good.
We're on the same page. Give us the Jags.
I'll take the Jags. Smart money.
Yeah, another pick'em game right here. Basically, Cowboys on the road going to Chicago. The Bears are -1.5. The over/under is 50.5. It's one of the biggest totals of this slate. Kickoff is at 4:25 Eastern. The Cowboys pulled a good, like that game against the Giants last week was an unexpected shootout, I would say.
What the hell was that at the end? I didn't see that game live. I watched it back and I was like, this is like 13 seconds all over again. What the hell is going on?
Right. And it was like it was a shootout. Like it was one of those games where it's a shootout.
That's like me on CFB 26.
Yeah, basically. When you put up the team total, your damn self with this 50.5. But like it's this one is a weird one to me because it's like I see the Bears to me favorites at home. And I feel like Vegas are trying to set up a trap here because, like, the Cowboys, I haven't seen something where the Bears was better than the Cowboys so far. And I feel like this is a trap. But we here to pick a game. So if I'm looking at this game with Dallas on the road, the Bears are 0-2. They just gave them 50.
Yeah.
The Lions just put up this total right here themselves. Give me the Cowboys.
Oh, my.
Give me the Cowboys.
Oh, my.
Bears go down 0-3, and there's going to be some concern. How we talking about the Texans out here, there's a lot of people talking about Chicago right now, too. And how Caleb probably can't adapt to that Ben Johnson system.
Finally, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum. Finally, you and I disagree vehemently on a game. And the only reason why I am locked in on the Bears to cover this one at home is because I think Ben Johnson's a maniac. I've seen those pupils before. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the look in somebody's eyes like that with a guy that is absolutely fed up. I'm trying to figure out which one's going to happen first. Because are the Bears going to play up to his standard, or is he going to go insane? Because I don't think Ben Johnson's the kind of guy that would take a losing season well. Like, he feels like a dude that is on the edge. You see how, like, Mike McDaniel is tucking his tail, and he's at the podium looking like somebody literally has stripped him of all of the confidence that he tried to build up for his entire life. You see how Tua Tagovailoa is bowing down to Josh Allen? I don't see the Bears doing that. And I don't think that they're going to take kindly the ass whipping that the Lions put on them last weekend. If you're not confident in this game, I will say, because we the pick profits, we're giving you our official picks, myself and Akil. But I also want to give you something that might feel a little easier to play if you're not as confident in one side. The over looks good. The over looks good. Like, the Bears are going to put up points. Caleb Williams is better than what his play has suggested so far. I think DJ Moore is going to eventually get traded because of how it seems like he's not a culture fit for Ben Johnson. But they've got 18 different weapons behind him. Rome Odunze has been really good. And then on the other side, the Cowboys just dropped 40 on the Giants. But they also almost let the Giants score 40 on them. So if you want a comfortable play, go with the over. If you want to be a little riskier like me, because you got some real, you got some balls, you know what I'm saying? Grown-ass man, I'm going with the Chicago Bears to cover at home. I think this is the game where we look at Caleb Williams and we say, oh, okay, he might have it. Okay, like it took a few games to get used to Ben Johnson's system. It took a few games for him to realize who he could actually trust in big spots. Rome Odunze looks really good. I think maybe Colston Loveland finally gets his first target of the season. You picked him with the number 10 overall pick. You would think that guy would be playing. They're playing Nick Caserio would blush at how little you're using that priority pick on offense. I like the Bears to cover this one, man. I think that they're going to show some fight this weekend.
So I'm gonna ask you this question: who do you have more? Which Texas team do you have more confidence on the road to actually win their game? Cowboys or the Texans?
I would say the Cowboys, and it's only because Dak Prescott has been playing out of his mind. George Pickens looks like a great fit for that team, and if the Cowboys are to win, I think it's going to be one of those things where it's a shootout, and CeeDee Lamb, it gets loose in that secondary. Because remember, the Bears secondary is bad. And that's why I think the safest play in this one is the over. The Bears have a terrible secondary. Their pass rush is lethargic. The Cowboys is the same thing. Their secondary can be had. You saw Malik Neighbors, catch like an 80-yard bomb from Russell Wilson in double coverage with the game on the line. Like, the over is the safest play. But that's what makes it feel to me too soft. I ain't a pansy. I'm a big dog. I'm going with the Bears, but if I think between the Texans and the Cowboys, who's most likely to win, I'd like the Cowboys because I do think that Dak Prescott, of all the quarterbacks in both of these games, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, Caleb Williams, and Dak, it feels odd to say, but I got the most trust in Dak, especially on the road.
I agree. But I'm gonna roll with the Cowboys on this one. I think they're gonna cover this one. So we got the prize plays, Theo's prize plays of week 3. What we got?
Yes, hop on Prize Picks. Download the app. Use promo code TheoD. You get $50 in lineups for free when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's promo code TheoD. Here's a Thursday night football special, dog. Tua Tagovailoa. You saw him at the podium, crumbling, nervous, scared, bowing down to Josh Allen, talking about how he's a bigger and better man than I'll ever be. Well, I think that less than 34.5 pass attempts is the perfect way to go with Tua. Either he's going to bust a couple of ones for big plays, or it's going to be big pick sixes on the other side and end the drive. I see this working in so many different ways, Akil. He can get pulled by halftime if it's ugly. We've seen games against the Bills where he gets pulled because of concussions. We've also seen games against the Bills where Tua turns the ball over so quickly he can't get 2 or 3 pass attempts in one drive. This feels like easy money to me. This is one of my favorite plays to use, especially in unison with some others. Speaking of, this is my demon of the week. Christian McCaffrey, more than 1.5 rushing and receiving touchdowns. He only has 1 on the season so far. I think against the Cardinals, he can get off. Kyle Shanahan knows that defense well. It's a divisional game. You got Mac Jones at quarterback. Play this one with caution. I only use this one in about 1 or 2 lineups every weekend, something like this, my demon play. But McCaffrey, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for 3 touchdowns. I think this is a go-off game for him, both as a receiver, safety blanket for Mac Jones, but then also they get into the red zone. They're going to feed the ball to 23. Another prize pick play. Throw it in your lineups. All right, play this one left and right. It's a hot play, so it might be a little too juiced. It might continue to climb up the chart. So if I was you, I would hop on Prize Picks, download the app right now, and play it ASAP. 29.5 rushing yards for Josh Allen. He's had more than that in each of his first 2 games. The only way that this could possibly not work out is if they go up by so much early, and it's because of James Cook big runs or Keon Coleman breaks free in a scramble drill that he doesn't have to run the ball, and then he gets pulled for Mitch Trubisky. I think the Bills blow out the Dolphins, but I think that Josh Allen could get more than 29.5 rushing yards in the first or second quarter. That one feels like good money. Another one, rushing yards on a quarterback. These sometimes you got to sweat to the end of the game. I think Cam Ward is going to realize with these Titans, he's going to have to tuck it and run it himself. He doesn't do it as much. He didn't do it in college at the University of Miami. He hasn't done it in his first couple of games with the Titans, but he's going to want to pick up more first downs. He's feeling desperate at 0-2. He's a winner, and I think against that Colts defense, defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, that dude is a baller. He's going to show him some disguised looks that is going to kind of probably confuse a rookie quarterback just 2 games into his career. When he gets confused, I think Brian Callahan and the offense of the Titans is going to convince him to use his legs, pick up some first downs just by running the ball and not trying to, rely on that beautiful, talented arm. And then here it is. This is the square that you click and you don't think about twice. Patrick Mahomes, more than 0.5 passing yards. They're practically giving it away. So use that in as many lineups as they will let you on Prize Picks. Don't forget about Flex Friday on Prize Picks. They can juice your Friday plays. Prize Picks, download the app and use promo code TheoD. Use my promo code, man, TheoD. That's going to get you $50 in lineups for free once you play your first $5 lineup. And Akil, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking forward to playing a lot of different player stat projections in Ravens, Lions. It is dudes all over that field that might go off for fantasy football.
Highest team total of the slate. Monday Night Football. Lions going to Baltimore. Ravens is 5.5 favorites. Kickoff at 7:15. Look, this is something I've learned with Lamar Jackson. He shows up on primetime.
Yeah.
He shows up on primetime. Remember the last time Detroit went to Baltimore, they got their ass whooped.
Ooh, that was ugly.
They got their ass whooped. And Baltimore at -5.5. I'm not going to let last week fool me with Detroit against Chicago. That was them whooping up on Ben Johnson. That was, of course, there's some animosity there. He went to Chicago. He went to the divisional rival. How dare you, Ben? But he had to get a job, so I get it. But they didn't take it like that from Detroit.
No.
At home, but they go on the road to Baltimore. Give me Ravens -5.5. They win by 6.
I think the public is going to get fooled by this. I think the sharps are going to be more on Baltimore, especially after the Lions emptied the tank against the Bears and what was clearly a bit of it's a rivalry game, yes, because of the NFC North, but it's also more intensified because Ben Johnson left for the Bears, and there was a lot of talk before the game, and Dan Campbell and the guys wanted to prove their offense can be good in the absence of the guy that they consider the mastermind of that thing. The Ravens are just a much better team, a much more complete team, a better defense, a more ready offense. I see this. The Ravens will win. That's what I'm most confident in. The number is a little high, but you know what? It doesn't frighten me. It doesn't really frighten me that much. Like that's like you can see a Derrick Henry fourth quarter 45-yard run with the Ravens already up 3 to push them into the red zone and then put an extra point, put an extra 6 or 7 points on the board at the back end, even if this game is closer. But then you can also see the Ravens doing what they did a couple of years ago and actually blowing the doors off of the Lions. Feels difficult picking a team that won 15 games last year to not cover 5.5 points. But, sometimes you got to make the difficult play. Give me the Ravens as well.
Yeah, this Ravens one, and I get it. If somebody want to go with the over 52.5 for some people out there, I will understand because Baltimore's secondary is a little lackluster a little bit.
Yeah.
The defense isn't all the way there right now, and this could be a shootout, right? But I think the play that people's going to, like you said, people will get food of Detroit scoring 50 on Chicago.
Yeah.
But Baltimore primetime Lamar, I don't really see them lose too many primetime games.
It's also, correct me if I'm wrong. Does the bank have a dome? Does the bank have a roof? No roof. Is the bank the Detroit Lions home field, or is that in actual Baltimore, Maryland, where the crowd is going to be against Goff? The crowd is going to be roaring on a long Lamar Jackson run. Is Isaiah Likely finally coming back?
Not playing.
Not playing? Is he not playing? Okay, that's all right. So if Likely's not back, but Zay Flowers has gone off in these first couple of weeks. Maybe this is the Rashad Bateman taking a slant 80 yards game, which happens like once or twice a year. Like, there's just so many ways in which the Ravens can win, whereas the Lions, there's so many ways in which I can see this going wrong for them again, including how I saw happen in week 1 against the Packers. Like, They can be blown out. Do not be fooled by last week. I think it's an overreaction. Yep. I like the Ravens to go ahead and take care of this thing and cover just like they did last week against the Browns.
Yeah, give me Baltimore. We roll on the same side. Baltimore -5.5.
And
last game, Sunday Night Football. Chiefs on the road to New York. Giants are 6.5 dogs at home. 45.5 is the over/under. 8:20 kickoff. I'm gonna say this. When I saw this game on the schedule, and it was one of the first 5 games for the Chiefs, and it was week 3, Sunday Night Football, New York, first home game for Russell Wilson and his team. I knew a lot of people was gonna fall into this trap of taking the Chiefs -6.5 on the road.
Of course.
Not me. Not me. I'm going my official. My first thoughts. My first thought was say, "Oh, Giants gonna lose this game, but they're gonna cover this 6.5. Give me Giants plus 6.5 at home. Sunday night football. They're not gonna have a. It's not gonna be a blowout. It will not be a blowout.
Here's the thing. I think this is an overreaction to what has looked like a very desolate offense and a depleted Super Bowl hungover Chiefs team. I think it's an overreaction for people to not think that they are a touchdown better than the Giants. I'm going with the Chiefs. Now, I'm a Chiefs fan. It's a primetime game. Mahomes is going to be scrambling around for yards. I don't think the run game is fixed. I think that defensive line for the Giants is elite, but I also think that Andy Reid finally gets his wits about him and game plans for a game in which Mahomes could be seeing a lot of pressure to get the ball out of his hands fast in the playmaker's hands, but also do it in a way in which they actually have some space to take the ball and go. The other thing that we're underestimating is Xavier Worthy going to play? And if he does, is he going to be a decoy that opens up space for the offense as he just keeps on running these go routes, these 9, or is he a guy that you can actually get the ball to and have him make plays? The safe play in this one will be the under. I don't think the Giants are going to put up more than 17 points on the Steve Spagnuolo defense, especially one that's been as primed and as locked in as the Chiefs have been this year. But I think that the Chiefs actually cover this game despite how the game flow goes, man. We can't do this, dude. We can't, tell me the unit in which the Giants have an actual advantage over the Chiefs.
Defensive line.
Their D-line has an advantage. You got me there. I can't even. Here's what I'll say about the defensive line having an advantage, though. You have the advantage, I would say, slightly over the Chiefs' offensive line because the interior of that line is still really strong. And also, Josh Simmons, if he's going to play, because I saw him on the injury report as well, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State, has been good in pass pro. They've just been terrible at run blocking. I like what Cam Ward said earlier this year. He sees himself as being he sees himself as matching up against defensive linemen. It's not just O-line versus D-line. Sometimes it's D-line versus the quarterback. I mean, look at what Joe Burrow's career has been. People are blaming that offensive line. A lot of that has to do with him not manipulating the pocket the right way and thinking he's more athletic than he is. That's how he keeps getting hurt. Mahomes is athletic. Mahomes is smart. And I think Mahomes is going to be able to outduel the defensive line for the Giants. This just feels like one of those where everybody's going to pick the Giants to cover, and then they're going to remember that Russell Wilson's not that good anymore, and the Giants don't have that many weapons outside of Malik Neighbors. Feels foolish.
Well, I mean, and right now the Giants got a better receiving core than the Chiefs.
Do they have a better receiving core, or do they just have Malik Neighbors?
Wan'Dale Robinson's been playing good too.
Wan'Dale Robinson's not a threat. Yeah, you don't game. He plays well because you don't game plan to stop Wan'Dale Robinson.
So who's the guys right now for the receivers for the Chiefs?
There are none. I mean, Hollywood Brown, Xavier. I'm just saying that. Don't say they got a better receiving core. They got one dude, and I've seen Trent McDuffie put a dude. He doesn't have a cute nickname like what's your boy Quintanamo Bay or the certain Curtin or whatever. But Trent McDuffie is an elite cornerback, and I've seen him take Jamar Chase out of the game. I think he could do the same against Malik Neighbors.
Who gonna hold Wan'Dale Robinson? And it's crazy. That's nasty work. Wan'Dale Robinson we're talking about.
That's the issue, Akil. Do you want to be on Sunday Night Football, NBC, Mike Tirico? He's yucking it up. Hopefully it's not another lightning delay. Do you want to be hanging on to your socks hoping that Wan'Dale Robinson is the guy that gets you over the hump to cover? Or you want to go
baby. Scatterboo season.
He ain't. Did you see what Scatterboo? Have you heard of Saquon Barkley? You saw how bottled up he was?
Yeah.
Omarion Hampton. The Chiefs have an elite run defense. We're getting too cute here. We're taking the Giants to cover against the Chiefs
at home.
Underestimating. You also got to remember too. This is a Chiefs team that's 0-2. They can't afford to play around with their food.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, they can go on. This might be the year they go 0-3. Look, I'm not saying they're gonna lose the game. I have the Chiefs winning the game, but I have this game 26-20. 26-20. That's what I have this game.
Okay. You know what? I like the fact that I am going to be on the right side of history. And I like the fact that on Sunday Night Football, my money is going to be on the single greatest talent at that position we've ever seen and potentially the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes. Like, I like my odds in that one.
Okay. People going to
That's
get
all I'm
fooled.
saying.
And that's the thing. So you got Chiefs -6.5. I'm going to go Giants +6.5. Look, we didn't agree on everything today. That was the good thing. We didn't agree. So you got to break the tie. We're close to 500. So
Yeah.
somebody going to be over 500 after this week.
Somebody got to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's going to be your boy. It's going to come down to Mahomes versus the Giants. And think about how bad. You're going to have a sick feeling in your stomach, Akil. You're going to have knots in your stomach. Like you're going down a roller coaster at Six Flags Houston. Like you're going to be sick to your stomach. And I'm going to be rolling with Patrick Mahomes. Like at the very least, if I go down, I'm going down swinging. You're going down with Russell Wilson and Theo Johnson.
Hey, Theo Johnson might have a touchdown and Travis Kelce might not. So we're going to have a Theo Johnson touchdown. Hey.
Oh, my God.
Man, pick profits NFL Week 3. I'm curious to see how this is going to look. This was fun. Cannot wait to see what the results is going to be.
Catch y'all next Thursday, man. It's been fun, man. Pick profits, baby. Make sure you use that prize pick promo code TheoD2. Helps your boy out.
We out.